Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. My name is Melissa Joyce. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a weird kind of week, and this review is going to be more of a chatty kind of video. Usually my stuff is really structured. I go through a certain format, I give you all the details, and I'm still going to give you details and review and everything, but honestly, it's like 8:30 at night right now. I have had a week, and I just wanted to sit down, play with makeup. I spent like an hour putting my makeup on. I really love how like dewy everything is looking, playing around with stuff, and in all of this we are getting to a review of, can I find the product without looking over there? Yes, the Ciate London Starstruck limited edition eyeliner and stamp. I received this in my April Ipsy bag, and I usually talk about company and then the product, but I've talked about Ciate before. I will link those videos down below. I'm wearing one of their other products today. It might not be super noticeable, but I really enjoy this little sample of their bamboo bronzer that I received a while ago and did a review on. It's a really great tone of bronzer, very matte, and I quite enjoy it. So I have talked about the company Ciate before, and for this product I was not able to find a huge amount about it because it's actually not listed on their website. So as far as pricing and all of that, can't really give it to you. So I'm going to talk about what I like about this. I'm going to talk about some of the drawbacks of this. I'm going to talk about other ideas and inspiration that this led me to. So let's start chatting about that. Have you ever had one of those times where you binge watch so much TV that it starts making its way into your dreams? So last week at work, I was helping out by sitting on some interview panels. Also on the weekend, I binge watched the first 4 episodes of this season of RuPaul's Drag Race. And then I was having very vivid, stressful dreams that I was interviewing drag queens and was taking it incredibly seriously. On a side note, if you are somebody who is planning on doing interviews lately and you want some advice on how to do well, because believe me, it's just as stressful for those of us doing the interviewing as the interviewees, hit me up in the comments down below and I'm happy to give you some tips. So when I found this in my Ipsy bag, I was immediately in love. I think this is probably one of my favorite things from the Ipsy bag. It's such a simple thing, and yet I love it so much. You've got an eyeliner on one side of this, and I'll just show you, whoop, it's a very black eyeliner. And then on the other side, what makes this super special is you have a stamp. You have a, let me see if I can get this in focus. Focus on my wrist. You have a stamp that makes perfect little stars. So it's kind of like having a little temporary tattoo stamp on the other end of your eyeliner. And I've seen eyeliners before that do sort of double ends where one side is thinner and one side is a thicker eyeliner. But I love this idea of having a little eyeliner stamp on the other side of your eyeliner. And I am somebody who loves body art. I love tattoos. I have tattoos of my own. My personal advice, and you can live your life however you want, I have tattoos. I love them. I would love to get more. All of mine are places where I can cover with clothing for going to work. So it is my choice whether or not people see or know what my tattoos are. But something like this, I mean, the 30-something in me is like, there's not a lot of places where I'm gonna get use of this, or times. I'm not gonna stamp myself up with fake tattoos, you know, with an eyeliner stamp to go to work. But the, you know, teenager and young 20-something in me who wishes I had this when I was like going out to clubs and like going out dancing, going to bars and like getting all dressed up with my friends and that kind of thing, would have loved to have something like this. I mean, for me, I think about doing like temporary tattoos on the wrist. I think about using this to do like some tattoos right here. In the Ipsy photo, they showed like a really dramatic wing with a star right underneath it there. I think that would be really cool. I also think having sort of one little star temporary sort of back here would be really cool. Collarbone, having a few stars going down. Nape of the neck just at the back here, so you could sort of have your hair up and have a few little stars there going on. Just all kinds of fun, cool things you can do. And it doesn't need to just be like a single star or a couple of stars. Like you could look up some cool constellations and do stamps of that. And why am I sitting here without any stamps of stars stamped on my face? Let's get that done. I'm gonna zoom in, partly because I don't have a mirror in here. So this is going to be my mirror, the viewfinder in the camera. So I'm gonna do sort of a couple up here, kind of a Kat Von D thing, right? Isn't that where she has some star tattoos? Now it does take a couple seconds to dry in the same way that an eyeliner sometimes takes a few seconds to dry, but I think that is really cool. And I mean, let's talk about doing something on the arm. Let me get my creative juices flowing. I'll zoom you back out here. There you go. It's a Big Dipper just on my forearm there. I think that's the way the Big Dipper looks. I mean, so many fun things. I personally am a Libra, so I could look up the star constellation that has to do with Libra and do that on my arm, or maybe on my shoulder if I was wearing a tank top. Just all kinds of fun things. Now, Ciate is not the only company that has done this. Milk has also done this. They have a whole series of these with different shapes. But as far as I know, the Milk ones are not double-ended. They are just the stamps. And there's some there that really make sense. Like they also have a star. They have a few more intricate designs. And then they have some that are just like X's. And it's like, you know, you could just draw really simple designs with an actual eyeliner. But I think those are really cool. But I like the idea that this one also has the eyeliner on it that makes a little more functional and dual purpose, because not all the time are you going to be going for this kind of look. So this also started me thinking about, why has it not been a thing to do like temporary tattoo stamps with like a good waterproof eyeliner, something that will last all day, last all night, you know, whatever you're wearing it for, and then you can take it off with some oil cleanser, micellar water, makeup remover. And then I thought, it also doesn't need to be stamps like this. Like you could get a like a cushion eyeliner stamp. Like you may have seen those, what are they called? There's a eyeliner wing stamp that a number of people tried out, the Vamp stamp, that's it. And it came with a little cushion foundation ink, I think they called it Vink, that everybody who I saw using it really enjoyed. But I think you can also sort of get like the little, you could paint onto a stamp or something like that with an eyeliner that was a little liquidy and took a few seconds to dry down. But you could go to like a craft store or someplace that sold stamps and get some really cool, intricate little tattoo stamps going and just dip those into eyeliner ink, or, you know, rub over it with some ink and put it on really fast. Ink, I shouldn't say that, eyeliner. And there's just so many possibilities for it of what you could do. And I just think it's a really cool, fun way of doing some temporary body art, something to, you know, be a little unique and creative without having to commit to lifelong art on your body. Now, for all of my glowing and saying how awesome this does have some drawbacks. So it's not the most perfect eyeliner in the world, and by extension, it's also not the most perfect, you know, tattoo stamp. Well, I really put that in a place where you can't see it. So a couple of things is this is not super waterproof. Like right now, let me see, I'm gonna do something right here so it's easier for me to show you, and we'll let it dry down while I talk about it a little bit more. So that is still just drying, but it's not waterproof. So I have this on my eyes as the eyeliner right now. I do find it goes on really sharp, really easily. It's easy to draw a line with. And it doesn't smudge, but as soon as it gets wet, it does smudge. So the days that I've been trying this, I don't know if you've ever had where the eyeliner sort of smudges a little bit just underneath the outer part of your eye. I've had that happen pretty consistently. And one day where my eyes were a little bit more watery, or I think I hadn't really put on eyeshadow, so, you know, I have hooded eyes, and I found it even transferred up here a little bit. So definitely not perfect. The other thing that happens, and I found this mostly with the stamp side of this, when I first opened this up in my Ipsy bag, I was like, this is awesome. And the first thing I did was put a stamp right there. Now, I don't know about you, but I have some little lines and things in my wrist because my wrists move, and it runs in, what's the word I'm looking for? It sort of seeps into those fine lines. There's a word for that. Feathers. It feathers, that's the word I'm looking for. So if you are putting this on as a stamp, you're going to want to stay away from areas that have a few more lines or creases in them, because the ink, before it dries, will run into some of those lines. Okay, so this one has dried down quite a bit, and you can see, you know, it's not going anywhere if I'm rubbing over it with dry fingers. But let me just get my fingers a little bit wet. Okay, and let me get that in focus. You can see it starts to, yeah, smudge. I mean, I was doing that pretty hard there, but at the same time, water does make it start to smudge and move around. And I would really prefer it if it was like a real waterproof formula. So all in all, despite, you know, those issues I mentioned about the feathering and not being waterproof, I just think this is a heck of a lot of fun. I would love to have had this when I was younger. I still love playing with it now. I mean, I've even been playing around putting sort of like stamps up here on my arm on days where I'm going to work and my arms are covered. It's fun. And I always am on the side of makeup that is fun because it is temporary, it's something to play with. Makeup should not be something to be afraid of or intimidated by. It's just fun. And this is a product that is definitely fun. So this has inspired me not only to think of different ways that I could use the stamp side of this, but to also think of ways that I could mimic what this does with other products. And I think that's pretty cool. So I would love to hear from you guys. Did you receive this? Have you used it? What other cool designs could you do with it, or places on your body you could put it, things like that, that you've enjoyed doing or are planning on doing, or any of that. Leave that all in the comments. I do try to respond to every comment that I get. I am a little behind this week because it's been a crazy week, but eventually I do respond to every comment. I'm going to say, because I always say, if you're not subscribed to my channel, and like 95% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. It helps a girl out, but it also lets you know when I post, especially if you hit that bell notification, and we can hang out and have some more fun together. What else can I ask you to do? Oh, I'll put up some videos. Go ahead and watch these. If you want to spend more time with me, I will make one of them another Ciate video if I can. I think I will. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.